Hello, YouTube viewers and Transformers fans of all ages. This is the TFangy coming to you with what will hopefully be a quick and successful live streamed video review. Sorry, not a review, it's an update of Transformers Power of the Primes Wreck-Gar. So, not much this update, I just wanted to show that when I did my original review of Wreck-Gar, I pointed out that Wreck-Gar's elbows were attached to the wrong arms, so I switched them out, and it was a lot more difficult than I thought it was. Removing the lower arm from the elbow joint was easy, but removing the shoulder piece from the elbow on that mushroom peg that creates the bicep swivel and joint in robot mode, it was a lot more difficult. And one of them popped off easily, but on the other one, I took several tools to try and pull it apart. I used a pair of tweezers, a pair of pliers, and a screwdriver. None of them worked, and I eventually just had to rip it apart with my fingers. And what that's done is that the nerve endings and my thumb and index fingers on both hands, the nerve endings are in pain right now, so I made my fingers sore trying to do that, but it is worth it. I saw in some people's video reviews who noticed the the misassembled elbows and did nothing about it, say that there was no problem pegging Wreck-Gar's arms into place when he was in motorcycle mode, but for me, I noticed that it was slightly more difficult before the elbow switch, so in my opinion, even as difficult and challenging as it is switching the elbows out, it is a must-have if you want Wreck-Gar to transform properly. Now, another thing with my individual copy of Wreck-Gar, I haven't seen if anyone else has had this problem with Wreck-Gar, but in my original video review, I had stated that while I was transforming Wreck-Gar that his back wheel was having trouble, and I found out the hard way why that was. Now, Wreck-Gar's back wheel splits in two when you transform him from motorcycle mode to robot mode. And on my copy of Wreck-Gar, the wheel halves wouldn't clip into place together, and I found out the reason why the hard way. If you look closely right there, it turns out the passageway where this metal pin that allows the wheel to transform when you transform Wreck-Gar back and forth between bike mode, robot mode, and his two combined modes of an arm and a leg. Apparently, the passageway that this metal pin occupies, it wasn't fully straightened out, and when I took the metal pin out and then tried to push it back in, I could feel it in this area, right here between that black and orange piece. I could feel it bumping what felt to me like 0.5 millimeter of plastic, and it wouldn't go through, and when I did manage to push it through, then the wheel would end up wanting to split apart and sit crookedly. So unfortunately, keeping the pin out this far allows the wheel to transform correctly. Now, as I've said, I haven't seen if anyone else has had that problem with Wreck-Gar's back wheel not wanting to transform properly. So I don't know if it's just on my copy or if anyone else has had that problem and they haven't done a video showing it off. So I can't say with 100% certainty if that's the result of mold degradation or if just my one individual copy of the plastic wasn't sanded away properly or molded properly. So I'll let you guys decide what you think of that. So hopefully no one else has the same problem I had with Wreck-Gar's back wheel. And one last thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but on the shoulder joint when I was trying to pry it apart with a pair of pliers, I accidentally scraped some of the metallic brown paint off. So luckily the brown paint that I had almost matches it up fully. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but at least I had some spare brown paint to fill in the paint scraping. And down here, you can't tell when Wreck-Gar's transformed in bike mode, but right there, on top of that black piece that holds the wheel assembly where that metal pin used to go through, I had to chip a part of that off to get the metal pin out of there. So Wreck-Gar has unfortunately lost a little piece of him. So unfortunately now he really does look like he came from the planet of junk, because I had to Basically, I had to take apart Wreck-Gar and damage him in order to fix him. I know that sounds somewhat ironic, but to be honest, without those mods, Wreck-Gar would have been a lot more difficult to transform. And I've seen a lot of people saying that when they get Transformers toys, they either put them on a shelf and keep them displayed transformed in robot mode. Me, I don't have any shelving space for Wreck-Gar, so for now I'm gonna keep him transformed in bike mode, so doing those mods was a necessity to have him transformed properly. So thank you so much for watching this quick update video. This has been the TFN Geek. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.